It's my week of traveling outside of Delhi. As you can figure out, I'm still in Mumbai and we are talking about the Congress party. So anytime we talk about the Congress party, I am tempted to use that old Shahab Jafri line again. तो इधर उधर की ना बात कर, ये बता के काफिला क्यों लुटा, मुझे रह जनों से गिला नहीं, तेरी रहबरी का सवाल है. In fact, when Shahab Jafri was still a young poet, or not that famous a poet, this was the line that Maulana Azad whispered in Nehru's ear during a parliament discussion when Congress party or the Congress government was facing a major embarrassment. What this means is that don't tell me this and that on the one hand, on the other hand. Just tell me how did my caravan get looted on the way. I have no complaints with the robbers because it's their job to rob, it's their profession. But I raise questions about your leadership. Now, if you see the state of the Congress now, you can repeat this all the time, and I might have also done so earlier. Also, you might ask me, now what is the big deal that you are again talking about the Congress party? What is it that you haven't said about the Congress party? What is it that the Congress party has done that's new? So, you are right, Congress party has not done anything that's new. We know that it lost all the states which went to the polls recently quite badly. It also lost Punjab, a state where it usually alternated with the Akali Dal BJP combination. They lost that also and did very badly. Aam Aadmi Party had a landslide. But we have data today. And it's a story done by my colleagues, my young colleagues. And this is data from Trivedi Centre for Political Data from Ashoka University. And it's quite remarkable. So they've looked at this data and they tell you a story of Congress party, which is not just usually political parties can go like this. It's a yo-yo. Sometimes they can go like this and then recover. See the BJP, it had gone down to 2 seats in 1984, then recovered after that and recovered until it got to 303. With the Congress, something quite remarkable has happened. Since 1984, in 1984, Congress party won 82% of the seats it contested, right? So it contested about 491 seats, 82% of the seats it won. But what's happened now? From 82% in 1984, it came down in the very next election to 39%, right? And that is in the 89 election, and that's when Rajiv Gandhi and Congress party lost power. After that, the decline has continued, barring some fluctuations, I will tell you, but early on. But the fact is that Congress party has never got 50% of the seats since 1984. Once that mandate was lost in 1989, Congress party has never touched the 50% mark. It's always remained below this. In fact, even in 1991, an election in which the Congress party probably also got a bump because Rajiv Gandhi was assassinated midway through the election. Congress party got about 47% of the seats it contested. So it was the largest single party, but the government Narasimha Rao ran was still a minority government. It did not have a full majority. So Congress's decline has been secular and Congress's decline has been consistent. So I told you about what happened in 1989. Before that, until 1977, in every election since 1952, Congress party had got above 50% of the vote. Sometimes it had got a lot more vote, but not the vote, 50% of the Lok Sabha seats. 77 was the first time it went below that, but that is because of the Janata wave after the emergency. Then Congress fell to 31% because it lost out almost all of the Hindi heartland and it won quite a bit in the south. But after that, what happened? I told you 1991, it got 49%. 1996, it got 29%, right? That was the election after which a third front kind of government, United Front government came in. 2004, it got 31%. I'm not even counting in the middle because it continued to decline. 2004, there was an improvement. 1996, 2004, between that, it remained around the 29% ballpark. Then it got 31% of the seats in 2004. And because of that marginal difference and because of the hesitation many regional parties had joining NDA, Congress party put together UPA and formed the government. In 2009, Congress party's seat percentage went up. It got 47%. It also contested much fewer seats because by this time UPA was a settled coalition, so many of the seats were given to coalition partners to contest. So UPA as a coalition got a clear majority as a coalition of its own. It no longer needed the support of the left. So Congress party, out of the seats it contested, got 47%. But after that, what happened? 2014, of the 464 seats Congress contested, it lost 420. That means 91% of the seats were lost by the Congress party. Please see the charts as they run along on the screen while I talk. These charts are all made by our brilliant young artist, designer, Ramandeep Kaur. So please look at these charts as well. So 2014, out of 464, Congress lost 420. That's a 91% loss, 9% success. In 2019, you might say, oh, Congress made a marginal improvement from 91% loss to 88% loss only, but thereby lies another tale. Because I always keep saying, as we always keep saying, look at percentages and look at absolutes. So while the percentage may be marginally less worse in 2019, but absolutes had changed. So absolutes in 2019, Congress party contested only 420 seats, unlike 464 in the past, of which it lost 369. So 88% were still lost. Congress got a few more seats, particularly because it won those seats in Tamil Nadu. After that, if you look at the data in another way, look at the 5 polls since 1999. In the 5 polls since 1999, Congress party has not gone to 50% of the seats, and that tells you a consistent long-term decline, a kind of vaporization of a brand, of a political brand in this case, and other people are moving in place of the Congress party. In fact, there are also 61 seats which Congress party has always contested, but since 1952, it has struggled to win those seats. Since 1985, 61 seats Congress party has never won back. These are seats it had in the past. Of course, there is also the oddball seat like Kendrapada in Odisha, which Congress had only won once in 1952 and after that has never won. I think in 57, Surendranath Trivedi of Socialists won this, and then the Patnaik family has owned that seat. This is a seat in Odisha that Congress won in 52 and has not won since then. But that's an exception. There are 61 seats which Congress has not re-won since 1985, and that tells you a party or a brand is in very, very bad decline. If you want to see the breakup of these 61 seats, 18 are in UP, no surprise. 11 are in Madhya Pradesh, again no surprise. 8 are in Odisha. Now the interesting thing is that while in Madhya Pradesh and UP, you might say that the BJP came in, and UP initially it was the Samajwadi Party and Bahujan Samaj Party that came in, but in Odisha it is the Biju Janata Dal which defeated Congress party early enough, and it has continued to be in power, and Congress party has not. It looks like voters in Odisha are still voting against J.B. Patnaik because there was such resentment about his government. Then you see who's been defeating the Congress party. So first, in many cases, you will find it was a regional party that defeated the Congress. That was the early phenomenon. SP, PSP, TMC, BJD. These were regional parties that defeated the Congress. Subsequently, also regional parties came at KCR's TRS, Jagan's YSRCP. They defeated the Congress and Congress party's strongholds. Remember, even when Mrs. Gandhi would lose in her own pocket, Boro Amethi Rai Bareli, she would go to a place like Medak or Chikmagalur in the south. So Congress began losing these also. The regional parties defeated the Congress in Telangana and Andhra also sort of lately. But in the course of time, it is the BJP which has become the dominant party. And the interesting thing is that BJP has now risen in some states in comparison with regional parties. Say even in West Bengal, BJP got 18 seats out of 42 in the last election. Congress did very poorly. So BJP is still moving in that place and jostling with regional parties, but wherever the Congress has lost space, either to BJP or to a regional party, it has not won it back. And a very interesting example in Delhi, Congress party lost not to the BJP, but it lost to Aam Aadmi Party. It got 0 in one election, it got 0 in second election, and something similar has now happened in Punjab, and let us see if Congress party can win it back there or not. So if you look at all this, then you go back to the point that we had made, that is Shahab Jafri's line, that if all this has gone wrong, who do you blame? Do you blame regional parties? Do you blame casteism? Do you blame Ram Mandir movement? Do you blame the Mandal Commission report? Do you blame the BJP? Who do you blame? You cannot blame anybody but your own leader. So once again, other political parties, rivals who've taken away your votes, it is their profession. They are like Rehjans in that Jafri line. It is their job to loot your votes. But what about your leadership? So it is the leadership that the Congress party needs to raise questions with. So please read this story on our website also. It has all the graphics as well. There are also some lines from some Gyanis like Giles Vernier, who runs the Trivedi Centre for Political Data at Ashoka University, and also Sanjay Kumar at CSTS.